Friends, get comfortable in your respective seats. We will slowly start the meditation now. Experiencing please become comfortable. Close your eyes. We will do the Anapanasati meditation now. Cross your legs. Remove your spectacles if any. With divine guidance of Brahmeshwar Pitama Patriji, Mahatar Babaji, Ramta Master, we are starting this meditation of Anapanasati, the most simplest form of meditation, where we just focus on our in-breath, our out-breath. There is no complexity, there is no controlling, there is no any action. It's an actionless meditation. You are just observing your thoughts, your breath. Before that, let's focus on body relaxation before the meditation, so that the body is not in that high state of action mode that you have come from at this time. From top to bottom, my head is relaxed. My forehead is completely relaxed. When I say relax, just take a longer out breath, as if you've just come to a halt after a long run. So just let go and then make the body calm. My shoulders are relaxed. My upper back is relaxed. My lower back is relaxed. My chest is relaxed. My stomach is relaxed. My hands are also relaxed, sitting comfortably in my lap. My legs are relaxed. If there is any tension, if there is any pains, if there is any discomfort, this is the time to adjust yourself. Ensure that the body is completely comfortable and relaxed. Relax your ankles. And then ask the sole of your feet also to be relaxed. It has been balancing you since morning. So let it sit and relax itself. From head to toe, my body is completely relaxed. My forehead is relaxed. My neck is relaxed. My face is relaxed. My shoulders are relaxed. My upper back is relaxed. My lower back is also completely relaxed. My chest is relaxed. My stomach is relaxed. My hips are also relaxed. My legs are relaxed. My feet, my ankle, and my sole, everything is completely relaxed and relaxed and relaxed. Continue to relax your body. If you are not relaxed, and then proceed towards the Anapanasati meditation. Observe the in-breath and the out-breath, which would have slightly slowed down after the relaxation. The body will be like it's going to sleep, but you can still hear everything. In a deep relaxation state, you can't feel your body, more or less, and there is no shaking. If you are still shaking, then you need to go through the relaxation process. If there are excessive thoughts, focus more on relaxation. And then when your body is completely relaxed, then go to Anapanasati meditation. Last 2 minutes, masters. Slowly come back to your consciousness. At the count of 5, without rubbing your hands, keep your palms on your eyes, on your face. Then slowly open your eyes with a good smile. Welcome to day 3 of Divine Design. Let me share the book. Okay. So, friends, till now we've actually done we've done the introduction, and then we've done the chapter 1, the design of the 5D Earth. If you have any questions, you can ask in the end. So let me just quickly summarize whatever we've done. We spoke about the void. I gave an example of both my hands, and I told that this is the void, and this is the primary consciousness, or you can say God, which the void created. Right? Void was an unmanifest form of that. What do you say? Energy. You can say. See this particular consciousness that was born from the void, right? It just woke up. It was neither dead nor is it awake, or sorry, it is not born or something. It is just from unmanifest form. It just came into manifest, and then this is called God. From here, we saw that there was nowhere to go, nowhere to experience. So there was nothing to experience. It was just empty, right? It was all nothingness. There was no cosmos also. There was no stars. There was nothing. It was all empty. So there was nothing to experience in the emptiness. So what happened? This basically created a mirror consciousness. When we say mirror consciousness, it is basically like a virtual reality. Okay? Like your shadow. Okay? This basically created its own shadow, like a mirror. You can just think that it basically created a virtual reality, like a gaming software kind of thing. Okay, just for your mind. So it created a mirror image of itself. This mirror image is now going to go into action mode. So basically, in this mirror image, it can only do so much. Okay, let's say it can only do X number of tasks. Tasks means experience. It can experience only, let's say, few things. But now what happens? This creates another layer of mirroring. Now this created one level of mirroring. Now it went further and created another level of mirroring, another level of mirroring, another level of mirroring. This is all still a mirror, okay? Okay, that is why they say Prakriti is basically Maya. It is basically unreal. They don't say it is false, they just say it's unreal because it's not as real as this God. But it's also, it's not like it does not exist. We can actually experience everything, right? So it means it exists, but it is not the truth. It is not the truth. So basically, they call that mithya. So let's say like this, like this, like this, like this, many layers got experienced. Many layers were basically created to experience that stages. Okay. In this stage something, in this stage something, in this stage something, in this stage something. So basically, I can just say. But what you should understand is, if you have heard this shloka called Purnam Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Okay, that is a Shanti mantra. And what it actually says is, this was the whole. Okay, this consciousness is full, or it's whole. And whatever got created from that is also whole or full, which means whatever this has, this also has. But the level of experience is different, is not the same. And here also it's the same, which means here also it's full only. It's like full here also. It's like full here also. It's like full here also. See, it's like in Vedanta they say that from a gold, if you create gold ornaments, you can create a chain, you can create a bangle, you can create earrings and all that, but it's still gold only, no? Ultimately, it is still gold. Or even they give an example of a clay pot. Clay pot you can create, clay glass you can create, clay tumblers, clay plates and all that. But you cannot say that the plate is the plate itself is clay. You don't say plate itself is clay. You say plate is plate. But it is all made with clay only. So like that, everything is basically this only, representing itself in different ways, in different points. Okay. So let's say if it broke out into a form of many sparks, like how they spoke in the book, in every spark, it was original, it was still full. Like, for example, in Bhagavad Gita, not Bhagavad Gita, in Mahabharata, they say Krishna had 16,000 wives. And they also claim that every single one of those wives basically had a whole experience with Krishna, which means every single minute they felt really proud that, oh, my husband is always with me, kind of thing. Every single gopi also felt that they had a personal, equation with Krishna. It was not like Krishna was special to somebody. Yeah, there is a word that, oh, Krishna was very special to Radha, no? But then every gopi did feel that they also had that share of Krishna, and every single wife that he had also did feel that he was always in her house only. They all had different houses, and everybody felt that he was fully with me all the time, till that end. He was fully with me. So what it actually means is that fullness is always there. This is full, this is Purnam. What came out of it is also full. Okay. And what came as separate things branched out from this is also full. All this exists because of this. Okay. Although they look separate, right? All this Prakriti looks very separate. Like Bindu looks very separate from me. Shagun looks very separate from me. But we all don't exist without this. Right? Which means if we can't exist without this, we are also that only. So we are not separate. So what it actually means is, this entire thing in this mirror consciousness, whatever happened, everything got created because of that experience creation, objective of experience, because he wanted to experience things. It was not like he created different people. Like we feel that we have a separate prime minister, we have separate ministers. There's a different hierarchy altogether. And they all function as different units. But what we are trying to say is, ultimately, they'll all merge into the prime minister. If I say, let's say, it's all prime minister himself playing different avatars, something like that, right? It is not like they may look separate, but it is just that this only is appearing in different points, in different ways, and in every single point, it is like the point. In that point only, if everything is happening, kind of thing. Like, for example, Bindu will feel that I'm experiencing God. Even I'll say I'm experiencing God. Everybody will say I'm experiencing God. Okay, that experience word I'm saying, but I'm just saying, what is this God means? It's that awareness. What is that awareness? Like, you all are seeing me, and you all are seeing me and explaining and all that. I am seeing one Zoom. I'm experiencing. I am aware that I'm actually in a class and I'm teaching something. And you are aware that you're sitting in a class and then you're learning something. That awareness is there, right? So that awareness is called God. When you look at your body, you are aware that there is a body, right? So you are aware of something. You are basically aware of something else. So that something else basically is that whatever mirror that God created. And who created? It is this orange. Okay, that awareness is called that orange. And this awareness is always there. And in that now moment, that awareness is always there. For example, let's say you sleep off. You can say, oh, I'm actually aware only when I'm awake. No, you're awake, you're aware even when you're sleeping. Which means, let's say there is no body. You're sleeping, which means your body is asleep. And then you're maybe astral traveling or in your dream or something like that. But there also you feel everything is working, no? In dream also you see everything is happening. But did you use your body? You didn't use your body, but you were still aware that I'm traveling on some crocodile, or maybe I'm in an aeroplane, or maybe in a boat, or some flower or something. You're basically aware that something is happening there, no? That is that Godness, that God being present in you. And he's basically using this creation of his to experience through that awareness, because without that awareness we don't exist. Without that awareness we don't exist. Why would I say that? It means that, let's say, if I'm seeing everybody now, if I close my eyes, I'm still aware that I can hear something. Now let's say I close off my ears also, then I'm still aware that I'm thinking something. That awareness is still there. So which means I'm not the sense organs at all. Am I that mind? No, that mind is also not me only, because if I'm able to close off that mind, I'm not thinking anything, everything is shut off. I can still be aware that it's all empty. So this is a very big subject in Vedanta and all that. I mean, I'm not, I'm not an expert in all that, but I understand this much. I understand that without this orange, nothing exists. You can feel, like somebody yesterday was asking, right? If he is only doing everything, what am I doing? You don't exist without that awareness. You are aware that you are thinking, you are aware that you're drinking, you're aware that you're sad, you're aware that you're pain, something is paining in the body. That awareness is called God. Without that awareness, basically, that you don't exist. Right? That is what I'm talking about. So you are not separate from that super consciousness, or you can say God. You're not separate. You exist because of him, and you are playing your current role also because of him. Your entire life is happening only because of him. If we deny that he is not there, that is basically ignorance only. Then of course we can't argue with people, but then you can, in the journey of consciousness, you'll eventually figure out that, oh, I do exist because there is some intelligence within me. And maybe this physical body also could have existed and played a role and all of those things. But at a very, very far level, you can't experience anything. Like when you say God, that God doesn't have a form, shape and all that. Right? They say nirvikara, which means there was no form and shape and all that. So if it has to experience a form, it has to become the form. Only then it can experience the form. In some level where forms only are there. But in some level where forms are not necessary, then it doesn't have to be a form. Okay? I hope you all are with me so far. So in some level, like in that triangle that I showed, right? In the triangle, there is a triangle. In this triangle that I showed, in some level, let's say we need the form to experience, like tree, this, that, and all. In that level, that God will become the form. In some level where there is no form, no need of form, because in that level, energy is energy. There are no forms, for example. Then here he doesn't need to take a form. So where if you want to experience a form, I'll become the form. If I don't want to experience the form, I'll not become the form. Right? It is very simple. So everything exists because of him. Now, what you should also understand is that spark, whatever many sparks I told you, right? So that sparks, many sparks can be in seventh. Many sparks can be in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It can all be spread out in this triangle. Many sparks can be spread out in this triangle, or the same spark, okay, the same spark can also be in multiple levels also. It is that much, that is called multidimensionality, which means, let's say my body is in the third. I'm just giving an example. My body can be in third, but I can think from a fifth dimensional space because my mind has evolved. I can think from a seventh dimensional space because my mind has evolved. So I am here, I am also there. My body is here, but I'm there. But a part of me can also be in third. Just like that, a part of my mind is also in my third. Because I still am, probably there is some duality within me. A part of me can also be in fifth. A part of me. So what I'm trying to tell is, I'm not, just because I'm here, it doesn't mean that whole spark is only in Smita. Smita can be in different parts of the time. I'm in 2023 now. I can also, a part of that spark can also be attached to a body in 1945. A part of that spark can also be attached in 2000, let's say 3000. But I don't know that. From my awareness, I can only see 2023. There is some other awareness in 2045, which that awareness will know. I don't know. I mean, this entity doesn't know. That entity knows that. That entity knows that. Bindu has multiple such, let's say, spreadings, whatever, that things like this. But she also is aware only of this. So that God, right, who's in the center, who's branched out this from like this whole thing, he is the one who is now aware of 2045 also. He's aware of 2023 also. He's aware about 1945 also. But I am not aware. This entity is not aware. This creation is not aware. But I am 100% aware, like I have awareness of whatever is happening in my reality, because that God is fully inside me, fully connected to me. Fully means that Purna is there. It's not like Krishna is with me for one day and then he's with other ladies for another. It's not like that at all. It is like whole life that God is fully there with me. It's fully there with 2045 also. It's fully there with 1945 also. So that completeness is there all the time in everything. And if I say God is in this also, I am aware that I'm seeing a mouse and there is a mouse and all. So my point of view, because I feel God is within me because I'm aware that there is a mouse. But do I know whether the mouse is aware of me? I can't know. I need to go to some other level, maybe some other state, enlightenment or whatever, for me to know the point of view of that mouse also. Because the mouse also, let's say if I become the mouse like this, if I become the mouse, then mouse also will think, I am aware of Smita holding me. Mouse might have it. I don't know it. So I hope you understood this logic, okay? So everything, everywhere is that sameness, is that same person, is that same God only. Just appearing in different forms, and it is all multi-dimensional, which means there is nothing impossible. There is no limitation at all. Everything, everywhere is possible. That is why they say omnipresent, omniscient, omni this, omni that, and all that, right? All English. I mean, I'm not so knowledgeable to give you all this gyan, but I'm just saying, right? It's all everything, everywhere, every. So this is what I was trying to explain, that if you without that awareness, you don't exist. So that is why I'm saying that awareness comes because that awareness is within you. So you can't separate yourself from God. And when that is why they say, be aware of what you're doing, be aware of what you're doing. There is one story that I heard from Swami Sarvapriyananda. So what he says is, there is a fisherman who found a rock. He found a rock when in the Dhobi Ghat, in the near the ocean or something. He found a rock. So he took that rock and he said, "Oh yeah, it's a nice rock, and let me just use that rock to scrub all the clothes." So he was using that rock to scrub all the clothes for like a long time. Then suddenly he felt, why should I mean, this rock seems to be very special. So let me go ask my friend what if he understands what this rock is. Then he goes and asks his friend, "Hey, this rock seems to be really special. I'll give you 10 rupees for that." Then that guy says, but somehow this guy doesn't seem to want to part with that stone. So he'll say, no, that's okay, I'll keep it. Then somehow he feels that maybe this is special, let me just go ask. And he asks multiple people, and he's continuing to keep asking multiple people. Then he goes to a jeweler, a diamond merchant or something like that. Then that guy will say, "Oh my God, this is one of the unique diamonds. And it's so great that you've actually found it. I'm going to give you some millions of rupees for this. Give it to me." I mean, that, okay, he'll give the diamond to him and then he'll anyway become a very rich man and all his problems will go away. All that is there. But what we have to understand is that stone was always with him. No, for years it was always with him. And he did not even realize that it was with him. But one fine day, he found that there was diamond with him. So this is what is called awareness. I was not aware that there was God. The intelligence that was running me was God, and I am that God, which means this body is also the same God consciousness only. It is created by the same source energy, whatever. But one fine day, because of, let's say, that diamond merchant who comes in the form of some educator or some scripture or Bhagavad Gita or whatever, we get to know that, oh yeah, I'm actually Atma, or I'm that supreme consciousness or whatever it is. So this is, everything is there. Everything, the truth is always there. You may not be aware of the truth. You may be aware of that. Awareness is always there. You may be a very materialistic person. You don't even have to be a spiritual person, but God is still working through you. You're seeing TV. You're aware that you're seeing TV, right? And you may be robbing. You may be a thief or something. You're still aware that you are basically robbing somebody. You may be doing anything, but that awareness is there that you're doing it. No. So you don't actually have to be like a spiritual person or something to be connected to that God. As long as you're aware that that awareness only is that God, that is more than enough. And that only is the journey. The journey is to be aware that I am that awareness. I'm not the body. I'm not my mind. I'm not all of these things. I'm just that awareness. And that only is the God that is basically running me. So when you say that I am only that awareness, then what will happen? You'll suddenly start to detach from all the problems that you have and all, because those problems are not you. You'll realize that, oh, I'm the one who's that awareness, who's observing all these things happening in the body, happening in the mind. I'm only distressed because something else is happening in my family. I'm distressed because I don't like somebody. I don't like what somebody else is doing. But that awareness is not, awareness is not that problem. So whether you are asleep, whether you are sleeping, whether you are spiritual, whether you are dead, whether you are alive, whatever, that awareness is there. Of course, I don't know whether dead person has awareness. Okay, that is I'm not sure about that. But awareness, as long as you are awake, alive, is definitely there. When a person becomes dead, yeah, I understand now. When a person becomes dead, it will become like this mouse. I don't know whether the mouse is alive, whether the mouse has a point of view or awareness or something. So even we don't know whether the dead person is aware or not. But at least I know I am aware of the dead person in front of me. So I hope this explanation helped in understanding the concept of God. Okay, from now we will start to branch out and actually start the explanation of the story. So the consciousness that is known as Earth. So now there's one of this, they are talking about this one of this spark called the Earth. Okay, she calls herself Earth. So let's call her Earth. The consciousness that is known as Earth split from the source at one moment and used intent and energy to create her current experience and experiment. So what is that experience and experiment that she created? Which means that God within her, through her, did some intention and wanted to go through some experience and experimentation. Now, what is that? Let's see. We would like to point out the distinction between the higher dimensional consciousness that created this experience and the planetary body holding the consciousness. So now, let's say, I don't have anything around here. Okay, let's say this is Earth. Now, this is a physical Earth. Okay, they are calling this physical Earth as planet Earth. But there is one soul behind it, no? There's one spark behind it. That spark is referred to as Earth only. Okay, that is what they're trying to tell here. The higher dimensional consciousness is called Earth. She, her, all that. They're just giving reference that from now on, this is how we are going to be talking about this person. So she's going to be called Earth, she or her, and we will be referring to Earth's form. Okay, that form of Earth as planet Earth, as Earth plane or planet Earth or something like that. Okay, it will have one more attachment with the word planet or plane or something. Earth as the higher dimensional consciousness split from the source and was experiencing itself in many different frequencies, forms, dimensional fields. So she was running around in the triangle wherever she wanted, because each part of the triangle has a different frequency, different energy, because it's a quantum field. In every point there is a different experience. So she was basically experiencing herself, which means she was trying to figure out what all she can do, what all she can think, what all how basically whatever she was doing there. Then she decided she wanted to play in the lower dimensional fields. She wanted to experience shifting within the lower dimensional fields while in the physical form. So what she decided that, okay, I am going to bring a physical form. She suddenly felt that, oh, what is this? I don't have anything. I want an experience. I want something physical, something solid. I want to touch it, right? I want to feel it. That's what she felt. And she said, I will create one physical form, and I will go through that physical form. I will attach myself to that physical form, and I will generally run around in the triangle. She doesn't want to go in the triangle just by herself like energy. She wanted to go with that physical body wherever she wanted. And she decided that she's going to start in the lower dimensional planes, because in the lower dimensions, physicality will happen, because the frequency is very low. So energy becomes very concentrated in that area. For example, let's say in the third dimensional space, if this mouse is like this, if I see this in the fifth dimension or maybe sixth or seventh dimension, this will be like a gas, something like energy moving around, jing, 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 jing. It will be like this. So here it looks like a mouse, but actually this is still very slowly moving energy. This is a very slowly moving energy, but we can't actually see that slowness is so slow that we think it's solid. Okay, that is the reality of this mouse. But so what she wanted to go lower and experience physicality. She wanted to enter into a fifth dimensional form, the earth plane, within a fifth dimensional field. So in that triangle's fifth step is there, no? In that fifth step, she wanted to create one earth. She wanted to have a physical form, and then she wanted to experience, she wanted to play around in the 5D field with that physical form. And then she said she's going to climb up to 6 and 7. That was her idea. Okay. And then she said, within the 5D field, an experience shifting into the 7th dimensional field within the same form. So she wants to take the body only to the 6 and 7. She doesn't want to just leave the body in 5th and again go and do separate things in 6th and separate things in 7th. No, she wants to, it's like she wanted a toy. Okay, she wanted her toy only. They say lovey, they say, right? Let's say when a child has a teddy bear or a puppy or something like that, a toy or a bed sheet or something like that, they usually have that lovey always with them, whether they are sleeping or whether it's summer, whether it's winter or something, they'll always have that toy with them. Something like that. She wants to now hold on to that physicality that she creates in the 5th dimension. And she says, from that only, I'm going to go higher, 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 higher. I will navigate that physical form and ensure that physical form is becoming capable to go to 6 also, to 7 also, to 8, and there is no 8. So she's thinking that she will modify because she's God, right? Anything is possible. What did the parents say? What did the void say? Go do whatever you want. You have freedom. Go become anything. And she's creative. She says, yeah, why shouldn't I create a physical body? And why should I think that I'm limited to just this dimension? I'll take my body, yeah. Wherever I go, I'll take my body. Who are you to stop? Nobody is there to stop. That is her way. That is what she wanted to do. And the earth plane would shift frequencies and dimensions, while earth as a higher dimensional consciousness would experience that shift within the earth. So she will become that awareness. Okay, she will now experience whatever is happening on earth through that earth. Okay, so she is the experience taker and the experience giver is that physical. This experience had never been done before. Before means we don't know at what point when all the sparks went off like this, no spark thought about it like this. No spark did this experiment. She was the first one apparently who did this, who thought so radically. So if a consciousness wants to move from one dimensional field to another, it will instantly shift its frequency to enter into that and becomes another dimensional field. So that's what I said, right? When this mouse is seen in the higher dimension, it will basically become like energy. It will not be the solid. But what she's saying is, this solid only will go as solid. Okay, this solid only the solid will become capable, which means I'm still attached to this. I'll now go off to 7th. I'll still be operating out of this physical only. Which means I told you, right? This body, this physical. If you take me now, I'm in the 3rd dimension, let's say, with duality and all that. But my mind, which is a part of this physical body and all that. My mind is able to think and approach the life from a 7th dimensional plane. So I'm still connected to this, but I'm thinking from that level. So now it's like I'm actually taking this body only along with me. No, it's not like I was not able to use my body at all. I'm still using my body. I'm still living among all of you, but I'm operating at a 7th dimension level. Like if you see many of these ascended masters and all that. Let's say, for example, take Patriji. He was an enlightened master. I don't know which layer and which level he was and all that, but I'm just saying he was there among us. He was there among us in the physical body. So which means his body was in the 3rd dimensional space. He was having, let's say his body became old, all that and all happened. But his mind was at some other function. His mind was at some other level, right? He was thinking from some other level. So that is what this earth is trying to do. This earth is saying that she will shift the frequencies and dimensions, while earth would experience that shift while she's in that earth plane only. So I'm still here, but I'm experiencing 7th dimension. Okay, it's just that the physical body is just used as a vehicle, but she'll go wherever she wants. Something like that. Okay, let's take it more. Let's not go too much logical into this, otherwise we'll get confused. But I'll just leave it at that. if a consciousness wants to shift, usually it doesn't take it just leaves everything here and then it goes there, it does something separate. But she's saying I'll go wherever I want, but I'll still use the same tool to experience. The consciousness is an entire energetic body it will instantly shift to enter into and become another dimensional field. The consciousness as an entire energetic body moves from one field to another field. So this whole thing is moving as an experience, but as such, she wants to go as a package like that. What made this experience so unique was Earth as a consciousness, the energy Earth, the higher, I'll call it higher dimensional consciousness Earth. Okay. The Earth as a consciousness would exist within a physical form, which is the planet, and the planet would move her into higher dimensional fields. See, if my mind is moving me into higher dimensional fields, which means I'm training my mind. When people go into meditations, what happens? They are training their mind to go from third to fourth to fifth and all. They are sitting on earth only. They're sitting in physical only, but their mind is going from one level to another level. Like that she's talking about. That was her great idea. And the planet would move her into higher dimensional fields. It was the planet that would shift, not the Earth. See, Earth is anyway high. It's not like we are lowering God in any way. God is anyway there. God, that highest state of God is anyway there. God is not changing here. But the Earth is changing because of her. The Earth planet is changing because of the connection to that higher dimensional consciousness. Okay, how much of that connection will depend. If let's say little connection is there, then little only it will rise. But if it is more connection, then it would go higher. So that is what she's trying to do. The planet would move her into higher dimensional fields. It was the planet that would shift, not the Earth. Not the Earth means Earth, let's call her, not her, but the planet would shift. Planet means planet. In our case, if you call us a planet, this physics, Smita is a planet. Smita's mind is also a planet only. But behind me, that intelligence is there, right? That is her. Okay, like that. Earth was merely experiencing the shift through the physical form. This shift has been referred to as evolution in consciousness. See, when that Earth as she split from the source, from that God, it is called involution. Okay, coming outside is called involution. What she decided was, she went to, let's say from here, let's say she came from, so let's say some other dimension. Okay, I don't know what dimension she came from, but let's say some higher. From higher, she came into lower. Now let's say she said, from 5, what I'll do, I am going to climb up higher and then come and merge. This is called evolution. We are all going through evolution, right? We have come very far and we don't know who we are. We don't know we are a soul. We don't know anything, right? We are in that state. Now what are we doing? We are attending gratitude classes. We are attending divine design book. We are going through Bhagavad Gita classes. We are meditating. We are doing so many things because we think that we are going to discover ourselves or whatever. So that is what is called evolution in consciousness. So this physical body and mind's consciousness, that wisdom or whatever you want to call it, right? That is improving. And that is what she is also planning. No, she said, I will be the same. I'm anyway the same. I am Satchidanand state. I'm already in my Satchidanand state. But I'm going to make this toy that I have, right? That toy, I'm going to make it improve and improve and improve and improve and improve. I'm going to go take my toy through an evolution process. That was her experiment. Okay, so that is what is called evolution. So what is the evolution in consciousness? The experience. Okay, the experience of evolution is similar to driving a car. What is this? So they say evolution means it's like driving a car. The Earth and the human or higher dimensional consciousness are pushing the gas. Okay, here human is also higher dimensional consciousness only. They are pushing the gas but it is the car, the human body and the planet body, which is basically going ahead. Here, this word called human is basically the energy or the higher consciousness that is inside. And then earth is also higher consciousness. So earth also, and we know that we are all on top of earth, right? Something like that. So somebody that is driving us, somebody that is driving earth, both are going to push on the gas. Push on the gas means they're going to press the accelerator, but it is the car, which is this physical body and earth body, that is speeding up and taking the human and earth for a ride. You understood this, right? And we all know this. Somebody inside us is driving, somebody who is within us is driving us, and that is why we say we are not this human body, right? This human body is basically a vehicle for that. And we don't know how many such human bodies we've had. The physical form takes earth and the higher dimensional consciousness on a ride into the next dimensional field. So here, this physicality is going to take us to the next. So that is a plan. Earth and the higher dimensional consciousness will be experiencing here. When they say higher dimensional consciousness, it is us human beings. Human beings spark is there. No, it's different compared to the earth spark. Okay, when at a high level, it's all source only. I'm just saying, let's identify it as separate for the sake of discussion. Here, HDC means human beings. Higher dimensional consciousness is called HDC, and earth higher dimensional consciousness is called earth only. So earth and HDC will be experiencing the 5th, 6th and 7th without being anchored in that dimensional field. So which means it's not like earth has to go there for her to experience that. She says that I will be wherever I want, but through that physical, I'm going to experience all that. They remain as higher dimensional consciousnesses only within the human form, yet they can experience lower dimensional fields through the physical form. So which means they will be whoever they are. They don't have to constantly keep shifting shapes or taking new forms or something. They just say, I will keep my vehicle the same and I will go to 5th also, I'll go to 3rd also, I'll go to 4th also, I'll go to 6th also, I'll go to 7th also. Wherever it needs to be physical, I'll be physical. Like, let's say my mind is also in 3rd, my body is also in 3rd, and then I will experience 3rd as it is. Now, that is in the 3rd. Let's assume only 3rd is physical. Let's say 4th and 5th and all are not physical. I'm just giving an example. Now in 3rd, I'll anyway be 3rd. If my mind is in 3rd, I'll be in 3rd. But if my mind is in 4th, then I will anyway experience it because my mind has now graduated through training or whatever it is to 4th. If I'm graduated to 5th because of sadhana and all of those things, then I'll experience 5th also. Although my body is not with me, I'm able to experience that. So it is a unique way of experiencing that part of the triangle. So it's her experiment. We can't. What else is possible? You can ask. We don't know. God knows what. Maybe other sparks did many other things. Who knows? You all may have been other sparks who did many other things. And you're also participating in this Earth's experiment, right? It's a very, what do you say, higher form of information, which obviously I'm not aware. Evolution is experienced through steps. It occurs energetically and cannot be manipulated. It is a natural process of energy increasing in the form. So if I have a very low energy, then I'll experience a lot of that low energy frequencies. If my energy is very high, then I'll experience that high levels frequencies in emotions and all of those things. That is what they're telling. They're saying it's a natural process of energy increasing. So if I have to go higher towards God, towards that Godhood, see, God is anyway there within me only, but Godhood, I'm saying, that feeling of awareness that I am everything kind of thing is called Godhood. That for me to experience that, I have to go higher in my energy levels. So they say there are 4 steps. It begins and ends the same way for Earth and everybody like Earth. See, the rules in this triangle are anyway the same. It can be earth, it can be you, it can be me, it can be anything ever created. They all have to go through the same laws. For going, evolution means like this, going higher. Involution means coming down. So coming down has anyway happened. Okay, there is no way we can change that. This orange actually created coming down. But now going up, all the sparks have to go up. Now that spark going up is called evolution, right? So that evolution process is the same for everybody. Whether you are in earth, whether you are an earthworm, or whether you are anything, process is the same. Now they say there are 4 steps in this evolution process, which means if I have to go up, there are 4 steps. What are those 4 steps? The first step is called acclimation. If you may have heard this word called accustomed, okay, acclimatized. These are all English words. That means, it means that in English, the meaning is process or result of becoming accustomed to a new climate or new conditions. So how can I be accustomed to new climatic conditions, new environment and all that? For example, let's say I go to US, I have to become accustomed to US environment. So that is what is called acclimation also. So whatever is happening new, for example, let's say you were a child and your body kept growing and all that. And every time, didn't you get accustomed to that new body? Rather, you got used to some newness inside you, right? You kept getting accustomed to some newness. So that is what is called acclimation. It is already happening. You have been changing in many ways, and you have also been getting accustomed to that many ways. For example, let's say you started a nature cure journey or something. You eventually got accustomed to it. In the past, you did not go through a nature cure journey. Suddenly you went through nature cure, and then now let's say you're having fruits for breakfast and let's say juices and all of those things. You got accustomed to that process, no? So that is what is called acclimation. So some previous state will be reset and some new state will become active. So that is basically what is technically happening. So what is the first step? It's called acclimation. The first step in evolution is called acclimation. The physical form continuously receives high frequency light from the sun. So now what is the sun doing? Why do we have the sun? Definitely for more than D vitamin. Now we are understanding what is actually sun doing here. Sun is constantly pumping energy into us. It doesn't mean that we have to be under sun or something, but then yeah, it is just there. Sun is basically there on the planet, giving energy. What is it doing? It is constantly pumping us higher and higher and higher. Let's say we are now lost in third. It is constantly pumping us without doing anything. Don't you see yourself growing in some way or the other? Let's say somebody you were lost in your let's say as a mother, as a daughter, whatever, you were lost in your diseases. But suddenly one fine day you got up and said, okay, oh my God, I think I need to go through some natural process of healing. Something like that. Some awareness came. Oh my God, I'm not studying at all. I need to start studying for my exams. I think I'm wasting my life. I need to do some awareness comes. No, now who gave you that awareness? Suddenly. Because you are constantly, without your knowledge, going into higher dimensions automatically. Because the only way for you to see changes in your life, some improvement happens in your life, and some new awareness happens is because of higher energies, exposure to higher energies. Your body will be in that higher energy. That is why. So if you have to go faster, then you do meditation, then you do gratitude, you do all that. But let's say you're not doing anything, but sun is doing it for you. That is what they're saying. You don't do anything, sun is slowly doing it for you. You want to go faster? Now, let's say you are aware about this growth and all that, evolution and all that. Yeah, you can do faster progress. You can meditate, you can, let's say, do gratitude, you can do puja, you can do whatever is that process. You'll do all that process and you'll be aware, this is that, I'll get out of duality. Whatever it is that you're doing, you go faster. But sun is anyway doing the job for you. That's what they're saying. Sun is continuously receiving the physical form, which is this physical body, is continuously receiving high frequency light from the sun. As the light enters the form, it begins to acclimate it. What does this acclimation do? It occurs when the physical form slows down the high frequency light to receive it into the body. So high frequency, sun is high frequency light, but we are vibrating at a slow frequency, right? That is why we are physical. I told you, right? This is physical because the energy is, the wave is very slow, like this it is moving. So if this has to receive some high frequency light into it, somewhere inside there has to be a process for it to slow it down. Like we have these voltage regulators, right? 240 volts will be converted into 110, or some US adapter or something. It will step it down or step it up. Like that, we have some process. There is one step down kind of motor or something like that you want to call it. There is some process inside. Acclimation occurs when the physical form slows down the high frequency light to receive it into the body. If the frequency of light is too high, then the body won't be able to access the light and use it to shift to other frequency. It has to, first it has to come down to our level. Then that will slowly transform us from inside. Immediately, if you're shot with some electrical light or something like that, you will be short circuited, right? We can't go put our hand into that electrical socket, right? I can't go put my hand in 240 volts now because I'm not ready for 240 volts. Maybe if there is a process where I can make my body ready for 240 volts, maybe I can put my hand into it and nothing will happen to me. But today I'm not ready. So what we are doing, we say if the frequency of the light is too high, the body won't be able to access the light at all and use it to shift into higher frequencies. The light will dissolve from the body. The light will dissolve from the body. If the body acclimates it, the light will settle into the physical body. So we all are receiving the light from the sun. But how much are we, each of us, growing? It depends on the body's nature. If I'm, for example, let's say, which is what we told, right? Now, even in the form of this class, high frequency energy comes because knowledge is also high frequency. When it comes like that, when high knowledge comes like this is also high frequency knowledge. When it comes like this, if your body has to acclimate with it, then you need to have a body that is ready to absorb that. You need to have a mind that is ready to absorb that. So which is why we say don't go into denser foods and other things, at least for the period of this class. And if you want a lifestyle which is basically not slowing you down, then choose to think thoughts, or choose to have emotions which are not slowing you down. Choose to have food that is not slowing you down. Choose to operate in the oneness state, which is not slowing you down at all. In duality, you will be completely slowed down. So you need to find out where are these energy vampires that are constantly draining me and making me slow, denser, pushing me into the bottom. So you need to have a physical body that is ready to travel higher. Like if aeroplane has to fly, then there has to be some aerodynamics and other things built into it. I can't make a train fly because train is not made to fly. So like that, your body has to be ready for going higher. For that, what are the things, all that is a separate topic. We are not discussing that here. But what you're saying is, you need to have a body that will take it and then it will acclimate it and it will settle inside the physical body. And then, which is why we have detoxes. When the high energy frequency, when high energy comes into the body in some form or the other, suddenly you'll have a cold one day. Suddenly you'll have a fever one day. And what will we do? Ignorance will tell us that, oh, that day I went and I got drenched in the rain. Yeah, that's why I have a fever today. Or I went and ate rajma. That's why my stomach is upset today. All these are ignorant statements. There are so many factors acting on us to give us the experience that we have on a daily basis. And we are not aware of it at all. To be very honest, this moment, what happens is very different from what happens in the previous moment or the next moment. It's all actually happening in the same moment only. But we think they are all separate because we are in that slow frequency. We'll come to the time part later, but I'm just saying that when the light settles into the physical body, you will be able to go higher. No, that process of going higher is called a detox. And how it detoxes? That different processes, different body expels it in different ways. But that is what is called physical detox. And of course, mental detox also happens eventually. Next step is called assimilation. Next step is called assimilation. I'll do the assimilation and maybe stop. Once the physical form acclimates to light, the body begins to assimilate it. Let's say it all came inside now. Okay, it came inside. So what happens? I have to assimilate it. Means I have to, what is this assimilation called? I'll just read the definition. Assimilation has to do with integrating the new parts with the old part. In biology, assimilation is a process by which organism converts food into required nutrients to be used at a cellular level for the body to function. This is English, okay? I'm just reading English definition. So which means you took that something and then you are basically using it. For example, you ate a banana and banana gets broken down and it becomes blood. So that is what is called assimilation. You're assimilating it into the physical body in some form or the other. So this light also, something like that is happening. Assimilation occurs when the physical form integrates the higher frequency light into lower frequency light within the body. So it is stepping it down to the frequency that we can actually accept. Like 240 volts, maybe at some, no, like 240 volts, I mean, I don't know, maybe this is a wrong example. I don't know if light bulb somewhere step down and all happens. I'm not sure. Okay, I'll not give that example because I'm not too good in that subject. Okay, the higher frequency light then either pushes the density or lower frequency light. Wait. Assimilation occurs when the physical form integrates the higher frequency light into the lower frequency light within the body. How does it integrate? It merges. The higher frequency light then either pushes the density or lower frequency light out of the body and or merges the denser light into higher frequency light. So what it's saying, let's say for example, you will have a detox kind of thing. So which means lower frequency energies are now going out of the body, or it says that higher frequency light came and then suddenly you just feel better than before. Right? It just merged into. It is not like you're having a detox, but then you just felt better. You just feel better than before. Suddenly you feel energetic. Something like that. Okay. So it either merges the denser light into higher frequency light, or it pushes it out. Or it pushes the lower frequency out. So anything can happen depending on the body to body, that can change. Okay, either way, the physical form begins to increase its frequency as a lower density is moved out of the form or is integrated into highlight. So either way, you are changing. Either way, you moved from a lower level to a higher level, and some change happened because of that. That is what is called assimilation. Acclimation and assimilation occurs naturally. You are not doing anything. You are not conscious of it also. And what all processes are happening, what all your physical body is doing, what all sun is doing. Let's say you're sitting whole day in the room only, but light is coming inside the room also, right? So maybe there is that light also. We don't see every single person out under the sun, but everybody is constantly transforming on a daily basis. Even a person who's bedridden is also improving, or something or the other is happening. However, the physical body is designed to evolve. It is automatically designed to evolve, they're saying, that this physical body, it knows, okay? The body knows. Body is intelligent. How much intelligent? It knows how to shift the light within its form into the next higher dimensional field. Okay, this is definitely not science. It is metaphysics, which means there is no proof that this is actually happening. It's coming, that's why, from a channeled book. Science cannot prove this, because this is not something that you can actually see or feel or touch, or it is not physical. So science cannot prove it. maybe you can prove it with hypothesis or something, but as such, you can't prove it with an experiment. It knows how to shift the light within its form into the next higher dimensional field. However, evolution requires the physical form and the higher dimensional consciousness within the form to work together. So which means this physical body cannot work without my intelligence. My intelligence cannot get the experience without this physical. So we are all in partnership. Understood? It is a partnership. The higher dimensional consciousness, which is the intelligence that is within me, that source that is within me, it obviously will not get a physical experience without this body. And this body is a dead body without that. So both have to work together. They're saying the physical form will hold the higher frequency of light, but the higher dimensional consciousness within the form, the earth in this case, and the human must consciously participate in this evolution. See, we are like a hardware. This is like a hardware. The body is like a hardware. It is designed to take something from the sun and do something inside the physical body. But yeah, how to take that into an experience, what to do with that, how to use the physical body, all that intelligence only has to decide, they are saying. The user has to decide what to do with it. Otherwise, the body will keep doing whatever it wants. But then if the user doesn't know what to do with it, then it's a big waste, right? Like that. So they have to actively participate in the evolution. They must choose to experience and tap into the next higher frequencies and dimensional fields. So they must keep going higher. They must choose to go higher. Choose means you need to have an intention to go higher. You can intend to be here only in the same place, but you need to also be wanting to go higher, because that intelligence wants to go higher and higher. If the intelligence doesn't want to do anything, like who is the person who's deciding? Who is the person who wants to experience something? That person has to decide what to do with this physical body. That's what they're saying. They must choose to go. They must also feel and experience the denser, lower frequency light moving out of the body or merging into high light. So they say, okay, this particular sentence is very important, which we never do. What it means is they must feel, experience the lower density light moving out of the body or merging. So if you have a detox in your body, if you have a problem, let's say a pain or fever or something or the other inside the body, you need to accept it. You need to accept it, completely feel it, experience it before it goes out of the body. That is the law. That is a process. If you don't allow it to go, if you don't experience it, if you say, I don't like it, I hate it, it's very uncomfortable, all that if you keep saying, it will not go out. Which means whatever the sun sent, what happened? It basically dissolved. Somewhere they say, right? I don't know whether it's here or here. Here they say, right? See, the light will dissolve from the body. When will it not dissolve? When will it actually become a shift into next level? When you accept that problem. Because it's an experience. This shifting, in every time you keep going from one step to another step, small steps you're taking, it is necessary for you to experience. Why did you even come here? For time pass, huh? You didn't come here for time pass. You came here very well knowing that I want all this. Right? You came very well knowing, see, you have everything. You're like a big king or something, okay? You're like a big millionaire. But your parents have grown you as a millionaire and you have no idea how everybody on the earth works. Like, for example, Buddha, he was Gautama Buddha. He was basically a prince. He didn't know anything. He didn't know any problem at all. But when he just went out, he saw lower dimensional people. He saw, not lower dimension. He saw lower forms, lower people going through lower frequency emotions. He saw death. He saw this. He saw all that. Then he said, even I want to see what that is, and he went off outside the house. So you have everything, friends. It's not like we don't have anything. We all are gods. We have this. We all exist because of that godhood inside us. That awareness is always there. I told you, right? But we want to be different. We want to feel limited. We want to feel helpless. We want to feel angry. We want to feel suffocated. We want to feel helpless. We want to kill other people. We want to, all that we want to do. We want to see what it is, what it feels like. Because we know, even if I do all that, even if I fail in all that, even if I don't do all that also, I'll still be who I am. There is no loss, no. I'm not losing anything in this whole experiment. Am I losing anything? I'm not losing anything. I'm neither dying, neither am I losing any single bit of what I am. I'm still the source. I'm still this God. So what have I to lose in this whole thing? So in your whole daily experience, if you see something that you dislike and you are suffering because of that, why don't you just accept it and accept it the way it is? Because you need that experience also in life. Because you have come here for all these dramas. So enjoy the drama, which is what this sentence is saying. They must feel and experience the denser lower frequency light moving out of the body or merging into highlight. Otherwise, you will dissolve that light. Ritu's teacher. Just give me a minute. Just give me a minute, ma. I'm going to give it to my husband. Hello? Okay. The physical form acclimates to and assimilates the higher frequencies, but the higher dimensional consciousness must choose to feel, experience the energy shifts. Okay. So what did I tell in some previous class? I told you that soul is a container to feel. When they say you are connected, your soul is in your heart, all that they say, right? Your soul is in your heart center, all that they will say, which means what? That feeling has to come inside. Why do we say when you do gratitude, you have to feel? Until then, gratitude is not actually giving you too many points. So that feeling has to come, which means you have to connect to that soul. That soul has to, you have to wake up. That you who's inside has to wake up. It's not just that physically you're doing something. But because of lots of disconnect between all our physical to the non-physical, we are basically not feeling. So we are doing all this exercises, all this Gyan and Swadhyaya and all of those things, basically to do that connection. It is there. Like I said, we just don't know that it's $1 million diamond that we have. We are just trying to go and then find out that $1 million diamond, which is inside us only. We know it is there, but we are not able to see that shininess of the diamond. We know we have a diamond. At least technically we know that now we have a diamond, but we can't see that diamondness inside it. It is probably looking like a rock only. So this is the journey. We must choose to feel and experience the energy shifts. Every single moment, every single experience has to be felt and experience these energy shifts. We must choose. See, these words are so important. We must choose to do it. Only then it will actually whatever sun did, whatever body did, everything will actually become of some use only when we choose to feel it, experience it, and all that. If you say I don't like it, all that, if you say, then it will just get okay, fine. Petrol waste, sunlight waste, all that waste, energy waste, everything. Okay, so I'll stop it here. If you have any questions, let me know. I don't know where is it. Can you give me my phone? Phone. Yeah, I just wanted to. If you all have any questions, you all can raise your hands. You can unmute yourself. I think there was this. No questions, all are silent, huh? Where is that Excel file?
Smita, I have posted my question in the chat actually.
Why don't you ask that?
Okay, so my question was that in the beginning, I given like, so from the source is spark, that's what we call it as Earth. And then from there it was planet Earth or Earth plane, that is the physical form. It's the correct line?
Yeah, which means in the future they will tell how she created and all that. But this is a high level explanation of she decided to have one physical thing, and she said, I see, because she doesn't have a form or something, right? She, in the physical plane, there are some physical planes where the energy is very slow and all that. There, everything can become physical. She said, in the physical plane, I do want to be this person who is this energy who is just going there, and then basically I'm just seeing everything. Maybe there are other sparks who are creating everything. Okay, let's say some sparks created one tree and rose and all of those things. I'm just saying, right? But then Earth did not we want to be that person to just see everything like this and say, okay, yeah, good, fine, nice. But she wanted to feel it. She wanted to experience physical with the physical. And she also did not want to stop there. She said, yeah, physical also, I want to experience with physical. But I want to go to non-physical also by being attached to the physical only. That was her different experiment.
So it's like there might, if that one spark was when we named it as Earth, that means that there are so many sparks also is there from the source which we have not named it yet, right?
Yeah. We are also all that. We are all that only. Earth is one, sun is one, moon is one. You can say everybody is like that only. Everything ever created is that spark only. It's many sparks.
Okay, but I see the hierarchy over explained is like from source down Earth.
There is nothing like a hierarchy. It is just still the same point. But in that mirror image, you can just think that in each level, that source will appear differently. See, if I'm here, can I know what is happening in some other dimension? Because my awareness is here. There your awareness goes, energy flows.
Okay.
So it is there. There could be many things in the now moment. These are very, see, our mind is basically tuned to linearity, which means past, present, future. Like after this only this will happen. After this only this will happen. So if I tell you past, present, and future are happening, everything in now only, then how will you be able to understand it?
Okay.
We really will not. We should just accept it, because you can't put a logical thing around it. What I'm trying to say is they are not still. Although in paper I can put like this, but in actual it is all happening together.
Okay.
It is all happening together. Everything everywhere together. But each of those points may be just experiencing that point of view only. But at source level, source is experiencing many point of views. Because source has split himself into multiple things. But it is not like a hierarchy. It is still like a virtual reality.
Only the two forms, Shiva and Shakti. That's it, right?
Okay. Female energy, male energy. Female energy is the one who branched out. Male energy is the one who's basically awareness, which is the awareness.
Okay.
Awareness is working through the Shakti to experience. Like that you can think at a high level.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah, Nalini? You can unmute yourself.
Yeah, I have a question in this. It says the acclimation occurs when the physical form slows down the high frequency light to receive it into the body. So how does this slowing down the high frequency actually occur? Is it because you are talking about Yeah, sorry, go ahead.
No, you want to complete your sentence?
No. I had a question on this. Is it because how actually is it does it slow down?
In the DNA, there is some technology.
Okay, so it's nothing that related to what we do. Like we're talking about other things also, like fruits and juices also. So it's not about the food and other things.
Those are actually not doing anything from the sun. Those are not the technology. What if you have a body that has that doesn't have too much of denseness in the first place?
Mm-hmm.
We may have a lot of denseness when we are eating a lot of animal foods and all, because see, I told you, right, at some point when we eat a banana, it assimilates into becoming a human body. Like if I eat a chicken or something, chicken becomes a human body. And if I drink dairy, dairy becomes human body. It will integrate into us, right? So when lower frequency food integrates into us, we also slow down, no?
Right.
Like for example, let's say I am running or I'm walking at a speed of 10 kilometers per hour or something like that. I'm just giving. Now, let's say I'm carrying a child with me. Then I will slow down my pace. Now, let's say if I have to carry 2 children, then I'll slow down my pace even further. So the more I make myself heavy with my energy heavy, where all my energy becomes heavy, my thoughts will be all lower frequency thoughts. Everything in the lower frequency spectrum, like, and all negative. Negative is not the word. There's nothing negative or positive, but just lower frequency emotions are called technically just for the sake of argument, I'll just say it is negative. So in that, if you do negative frequency thoughts, negative frequency living, judging, all of those are also going to make you lower, because they are all lower frequency emotions that you're experiencing. So the more you keep experiencing low, overall you will be low. Now, when the high thing comes, you may not be able to take it at that level. Like, for example, same sun is coming. Each person is growing in their own way. Right? So, how much each body is doing depends on your choice of lifestyle.
Okay.
Yeah, did I answer your question?
Yeah. Thank you.
Any other question?
Smita, this is Preeti. I just want to ask, so when we accept whatever we're going through, or whatever emotions we're feeling, if the low emotions, the high emotions, what is next? Like, okay, you accepted. It's even though it's very hard, you're trying to accept, and then you accept. You come to a stage to acceptance. Then what? Like, what happens then? Is there like you do something about it, or you don't do anything about it, or you're just there? That's it. I don't know if that.
No, I understand.
Yeah.
So, of course, we'll come to understanding what karma happened. Why do we have all these experiences? That is anyway in the upcoming chapters. But in general, let's say you are already experiencing something. Let's say a lower frequency emotion, but we don't like it. Why we don't like all these lower frequency emotions is because by nature, who am I? I am that God, and I am that Sachidanand Swarup. But which means my nature itself is to be that happy eternal bliss kind of. But I have forgotten who I am. I'm thinking I am the body and I'm connected. We will see what all happened later and why I'm why I have forgotten all that. But now I'm connected to the body and I forgot who I am, and I now have this. I'm thinking I'm the body. Now the body is, somebody slapped the body and I feel hurt. Not just physical hurt, I feel mental hurt also. But if I thought that I was not the body, then obviously, yeah, body is anyway getting all this. So there are people like that also. If they are in that state of mind, let's say we are not in that state of mind, and now we are hurt. Now we'll constantly be thinking about that hurt only. So when we say accept whatever experience is coming to you, when we say accept, it means it is something like we say in Hindi, in Muslim marriages, they say Kabul hai, no? Kabul hai means I completely accept what this girl is or a boy is in whatever shape or form and whatever flaws or everything that they have. I completely accept them the way they are. So it means that when my anger or something is coming, when I'm experiencing this emotion, I'm the awareness who is basically witnessing that I am going through this body is going through this emotion, or the mind is going through this emotion. So the awareness wants to experience that, which is why the experience came to you first place. How did it come to you? Through some circle of events, you have only created it. So how you created it, that's another subject. Let's say you created it yourself through karma or something, and now it has come to you. It has come to you for a reason. So that because you have not become PhD in that emotion. It will keep coming to you until you actually master that emotion. Master means you are like, I fully understand what is fear. That awareness that is inside you wants to understand through Preeti what is that fear called. Through Smita, fear is different. Through Preeti, fear is different. Like I said, right? Earth had a different mind of her own. She wanted to do some other experiment. Somebody else wanted to do some other experiment. So Earth was very unique. Similarly, Preeti is also very unique because when God said, go do whatever you want, that mind of that godness that is inside us can do anything. The godness inside you can do anything. It is like probabilities. That probability, the permutations and combinations that can ever happen is enormous, is infinite. So through you, the same fear can be something else. Through me, the same fear can be something else. Right? So you just have to believe that I only created this. I am not that, but I want that. Because if I don't finish that, I'll not move past that. So when you accept it, typically what happens, like really genuinely, like, oh my God, I really love this. I'm just waiting for what this is going to teach me kind of thing. What am I going to learn from this? That if you have that attitude, usually it'll go off. It'll magically go off. Not just anger and all. I'm talking about diseases also. It goes off. I've experienced this. And some of my clients have actually done it. It depends on the state of mind. And we've been discussing this a lot in the gratitude classes and all of that.
Yeah.
Right? So it is just a matter of you accepting it, feeling the pain. If there is a pain, go through that pain. Just watch the pain. Pain is there. See, why pain becomes very irritating and all of those things? Because you don't like that pain. You want the pain to go away. You take medicine and go send off that pain. You will probably drink juices, send off the pain. Something and all. We do many things to send off that pain. We put wet cloth, we put this. So there are so many things we try to do to make it go away. What we are trying to say is, don't try to make it go away. If there is let's say you have a child and who's throwing a lot of tantrums. I gave this example to somebody. If you have a child who's throwing a lot of tantrums, do you think that I'll discard the child? No. You have accepted the child the way it is, whether it's a tantrum child, whether it's a sick child, whether it's a diseased child, whether it is a very healthy child. You have accepted the child in its holistic way. This also is your child only. You have only created this emotion which is piled up in your physical body, or it is coming in some other way. You just have to accept it that this child is mine and it is going to pass like a moving cloud. Let it pass like a moving, like they said, right? You have to choose to feel it, experience it, and then the energy will shift. And it is very quick. Usually, if you have constantly been doing this exercise of accepting very genuinely and all that, it is a matter of few minutes. Let's say if you have not done it so much and if you have not practiced this in it, maybe a day or two, or maybe 3 days, maybe 1 week. It depends on your level of experience as to, are you repeatedly, you are aware of this knowledge and you're applying this knowledge again and again and again and again, then you'll become very good at it and it'll go up very fast. Any problem. But you need to have a logical, because we are not, because we've forgotten who we are, we need to have a logical, we need to put one logical thing in our head to say why this is to be accepted, like really genuinely.
Yeah. It's
and your reason for accepting it might be very different from my reason for accepting. But you need to sit with yourself and say, yes, the process says I have to accept. Now, how do I accept this? For example, let's say there's an alcoholic husband or something. And he's constantly going to be alcoholic. Have you tried to change them? They'll not try to change. So what will you do? You have to accept them the way they are. And we have already seen that the world is our mirror image. So there is something that is coming as a lesson from this experience. This mirror or this Maya basically is showing me something, but I don't know what I'm seeing. And it's not like it's written in English or something. What is the lesson? But if there is one lesson, that much is the theory says there is one lesson. The theory says this guy will not change because I want him to change or something. So now it's an experience that is coming to me. He's showing me that I'm getting irritated. So what should you do? You can only accept it, which is what the process says. Experience it, feel it, whatever, experience it, accept it. Oh yeah, I'm going to completely accept this because being alcoholic is just an experience. Let them experience. Someday they'll get out of it. If you, let's say, have some logical reason to believe, let them be. if you are able to accept that, then you will be able to see that immediately in whatever levels they will stop being alcoholic. They'll say, oh yeah, I went to this place and then I saw that somebody was dying because of alcohol, so I actually quit alcohol. That's the next experience that is coming to you. So this is like a movie that you don't know how it's working, but it actually works like that. I'm just telling the experientially how these sequence of events and all happen. But typically, if you go to that acceptance state, like genuine acceptance state, it will usually go off. But you need to come. That is the problem. That is the whole exercise all about, because of our forgetfulness. And why have we forgotten all that? We'll come in the subsequent chapters. Otherwise, we didn't have to forget. We knew everything. We could have just taken, we could have just gone through these lower frequencies, emotions, and we may not have experienced fear, gear, and all. We may have seen a beautiful tree, a bird chirping, and all that. We would have been in that state only. But actually, we went lower, which is what the story is all about. And in that lower form, we also lost that sense of who am I? Which is why this whole journey is why this question and all of that is because of that. Now we are in the process of going back in the evolution.
I think it's more like the remembering part is something, but it's a one thing, and then the other one is the resistance part. Like, we're resisting it so much that it's hard to accept. You know what I mean? Yeah.
Yes. Why do we have this resistance? Even with knowledge, also this resistance is very difficult to push. That it's not like just because we get the knowledge. Like, for example, in my case also, it's just that just because I have this knowledge doesn't mean that my life is going perfectly. Even I still show some of the emotions but I'll catch myself probably quickly because I'm able to practice this faster. But I still do it. I also do it. I am also not perfect. See that application where you said resistance, right? Why do we resist? Because we have some of these belief systems. We have some of these likes and dislikes. All of those things. Fear. We have a lot of fear that we'll die or somebody else will die or something else will happen to somebody else. If somebody is drinking alcohol, we'll think that, oh, they'll die. And then if they die, what will happen? Maybe my livelihood also will become questionable. So there are so many such things that are connections and attachments and all that we have. So we just have to go into an inquiry mode and say, why do I do this? Why do I have this fear? Why do I want him to stop alcohol? What is in it for me? In a holistic sense, what the knowledge is saying is everything is necessary for you to go through in that dimension. Otherwise, you will not leave that dimension. You have come here for experience, right? So go through that syllabus completely. Allow yourself to go through that syllabus completely because it is beneficial for you. In the long run, you'll be able to get out of this plane and move to another plane of existence and start experiencing that. But if you're trying to resist and say, I don't like this, I don't like that, then you'll be sitting here for a long time.
Yeah.
Like if we go to a class and say, I don't want to study physics, I don't want to study Hindi, and then let's say you keep failing, you'll be sitting in the same class. Like that.
Yeah.
Theory wise, at least we should go through acceptance, which is why we spoke a lot about surrender. We spoke a lot about oneness. We spoke a lot about acceptance in the gratitude classes. And I don't know whether you were a part of those classes.
Yeah.
Were you?
Yeah.
Then maybe see the recordings.
Yeah. Thanks.
Okay. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, Hema.
Smita, I wanted to ask you one thing, not related to this, but in general. Like we learned in the magic book that we should not complain, right? Now, suppose if we have a situation where we are having some physical problem or some problem and we need some solution to it. So like now, suppose physical problem, will go and share with the doctor to get a solution. So is that also a complaint or similarly in a corporate, like a boss has to tell the colleague what he or she is doing wrong to improve his performance and all that. Otherwise, like it is very difficult, right, to get the right solution. So how would you, how does that, or is that also a complaint, or like how would you take that situation?
It depends on how it is formed in your mind.
Okay.
So in your mind, if you are going to somebody for a solution because you don't like what is happening to me, then there is a problem. which means you're resisting it. But if you go to somebody, you're just going to them with like a fact that, hey, I just have a cold, I just have fever. But you're not expecting him to solve it for you. You're just taking that fact to him. And then you're going with a surrender mode. Whether he helps you, whether he doesn't help you, you know that not helping you also might teach you a lesson.
Okay.
So it's the mindset.
It doesn't matter to you that way.
Yeah.
Whether that is a perfect solution or no.
So if you are in the surrender mode, whatever you get, whether you're in the solution mode, you're not getting solution, that mindset will actually shift the law of attraction and bring you things. It's the mind that is always thinking and all that. So so what are you thinking? How are you approaching this whole thing? So acceptance comes from absolutes, like absolutely accepting the fact that it is necessary for me. There is some lesson in this. So let me like stay with it, kind of thing. So are you willing to stay with that? That is the whole thing. So it is the mind. So if you have a physical problem, that physical problem is very easy to go away, provided, are you willing to stay with that? You might say, oh, yo, what happens? What if I die off with this problem? Yeah, but then you should also be, I mean, technically we should also be with that state of mind that, yeah, body can die, but I'm not going to die, right? So let me see what will happen. Who was that? I don't know. I think, I don't know, I think Ramana Maharshi. Yeah, Ramana Maharshi, he just thought, what happens? I'll see what happens when I die. And then he actually tried to fake his death. I mean, not to others or something. He just tried to become like a dead body. And then he tried to think that he doesn't have sense organs. Then he tried to stop thinking. He basically tried to withdraw at all levels of awareness. He just tried to step down steps. So he just went step like this. And then he actually experienced death. And he also realized that he's still not dead. That is when he understood that I'm actually not any of these things. I am basically that awareness. That was his way of inquiry, and then going into that samadhi state. He went off into samadhi state there, just by trying that exercise. Of course, he was a Mahonatatma type of person. But I'm just telling that, I forgot what I was saying. Yeah, basically that awareness, that acceptance has to come. Only then it will actually go off. The problem will not be a problem because you've already learned the lesson from that. And the lesson is accept, experience, and energy will shift. That is what they're saying. Let it leave your body. It is not, you're not allowing it to go from your body because you are resisting. You're trying to, you want it to go from your body. That is why you went to a doctor. That is why you're taking medicines. That is, you want it to go from your body, but actually the process of taking it outside the body is not by showing it outside your body. It is by accepting it. That is how the body is going to release it. Only when you mentally accept that it will go on its own, when you accept it, but not because you're trying to throw it away, because you don't know how it's going to go. You have no clue how it works on the body. So putting medicine into the body doesn't mean that it's going to go away.
Correct.
Right? Many people put medicines, but they're already in acceptance. Maybe that for them it will work.
Correct.
So it depends on where is your mind situated. What is your mind doing?
Okay, got it.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, Sonia.
Hello, ma'am.
Hello.
I like it's combined. I was reading the Golden Lake when we started this class. So there is a theory in Golden Lake that like in this also it is stated that we were when conscious and we are a part of that conscious, the source. And in Golden Lake it was stated that we go back when we leave this body, we go back and we give our experience to the source, and then another drop comes out with the assimilation of that experience in it, and then it moves further. But my point is, it can be like weird, but it just came into my mind that when we come to this body, why do we have to experience all? Because it is not today that we are separated from anything, is separated from source. the source has a record how an alcoholic person is, what kind of problems are, like they have the record of everything. Then again, why does that drop need to experience the whole lot of experiences again? There are so many drops around us, like so many people. Why do we need to experience it again and again, like in different forms? We all are one. You may be experiencing some problem, I may be, but in anyhow nothing is new then.
So are you saying that, let's say, why am I, can you mute yourself? Maybe there is some echo. So are you saying that, let's say I also go through, let's say a robbery, you are also going through robbery. Why should the source experience 2 robberies, 2 times?
No, ma'am.
Or
I'm
you
saying-
only are experiencing it multiple lives, different, same things you're experiencing in multiple lives. Why? That question part, that why repetition part, I didn't get.
Ma'am, I'm saying, suppose you are suffering, you are going through a robbery. Somebody else is going through a cancer. Somebody is going through some other problem in life. But all of these separate problems, going to separate people, have been experienced, and they have been like the source has the record of those experiences.
Correct.
So then why do again and again it needs an experience? Like, why do we need to suffer? Why do we need to go through it all again when source
So-
already has the record?
Right. Acha, acha. So if, let's say, it already has these 3 type of problems in its record, why somebody else also should get cancer?
Yes, ma'am.
Because let's say now, I'll just give one simple example. Now, let's say there are 5 restaurants and all are vegetarian restaurants only, let's say, for example. Now, everybody makes dosa. Now, is the dosa the same in every single restaurant?
No, ma'am.
No. So you will definitely, and if there is a new restaurant again with dosa, won't you want to go there? Why? Because it's a feeling that we have inside that, see that source, see that awareness that is inside is that source only, no?
Yes,
it
ma'am.
wants variety. It wants, it's curious. Chalo, usme kya hai? Usko bhi dekhenge. Maybe it is different. Maybe it is something else. It is, that source is like a child. It is curious. It is always wanting to explore. See, that's why they say the world is always expanding. The cosmos is always expanding. Means, with somebody's problem, there is somebody creating, with Corona, somebody created masks and they made millions. So with
Yes.
somebody's problem, somebody else is creating and making something else. So like this, the world is basically constantly evolving. And this evolution is because the source is like a child. And it is very curious. It wants, how does, this person is having cancer. Now, maybe that strength that she has will be something else. She will display a different kind of strength because the set of lives that she has led has made her a new entity, a new uniqueness. And that unique higher dimensional consciousness will give me a different experience. So it is always unique. And that uniqueness is what it cherishes. It is not, see, that source is going through all of us. But this body thinks limited. That's why the body doesn't know that source is only everything. It has not surrendered to the body, no. So it has not surrendered to that consciousness that is inside, which is why it's thinking, क्यों चाहिए तुमको? इतना बस नहीं है क्या? You're questioning it because you feel still that separation. But if you think that wahi malik hai, who am I anyway to talk about all these things? Let him enjoy, let him do. Maybe he is getting something. That idea will come off. Because we feel the sense of separation only, we say, why does he want to keep doing all these things? Bhagwan is like this, Bhagwan is like that. All will come because of that. But actually, it is unique. Everything is unique. The same dosa is different in different restaurants. Same batter, same idli, same. We still go. And in fact, sambar powder apparently is available in bulk, pre-mix. And all these hotels take the same premix and then put just one onion, something in water and boil it and all that. But still, we experience different sambar in every single restaurant, every single hotel. I mean, it's different, which is why we still have that curiosity to go to visit every single restaurant.
Okay, ma'am. Got it. Very beautifully answered and explained, ma'am. Ma'am, one more question. Like, since a few days, like I read it somewhere that if you experience, in fact, in Golden Lake also it is mentioned that if you experience anything, you try to spread it, experience it to every cell of your body. If you have pain anywhere, close your eyes, try to feel it in your whole body, spread it and it vanishes. Anger too vanishes, and that was acceptance when you start accepting. But I'm trying to practice acceptance. For some time I try to reason ki what should be, like what is outside same thing is inside me, and what could be the reason behind this happening if I'm observing something in someone, and how to accept it. But for a minute or two I try to run my brain, and when I don't get the answer, and then the things go what shall I do? Is there any book on it, or any tip how to continue
Actually,
practicing?
we discussed all these things in the recent courses that Anita and I conducted. We did a power course, we did a magic course, magic book, Rhonda Bryan's. We brought oneness concept into that and we discussed about it. And then in the health chapters and all, in the emotional chapters and all that, we actually discussed, because whatever you see outside is basically a mirror image of you. If you see some, at least to me, let's say some of the recent experiences that I've had, let's say I've had, if I see somebody doing something that I don't like, why don't I like? Because I think my thoughts are better than their thoughts, or maybe what my ideas, my beliefs are better than that. And I have a belief system that whatever they are doing is wrong, which means I'm in duality. In oneness, what happens? You're accepting everything as it is because you think that everything is good. That is oneness. But in duality, you are basically saying this is good, that is bad. So it showed to me that I am in duality. For me, that itself was good enough for me to basically accept it and say no. Because my want to go to oneness is very high. So for me, that itself is more than enough to push me to that one, to accept that the way it is. Because I've been practicing it. But for you, you may not still have thought about moving to oneness, all that. So your sense of logically accepting it is different. You may want to think that, okay, this anger is in me only. Let me first try to see where all I'm angry in life, and then
Yes.
try to see it's okay. Anger is just another emotion. Why am I angry? Because I'm expecting something from somebody, and that somebody is not performing that, and that's why I'm angry.
Yes, ma'am.
Why should I even expect anything from them?
Yes, ma'am.
So I'm not able to keep myself only under control. How can I expect them to do something? It's an impossible thing. So I have to work on dropping my expectations. So when when you make yourself a project, right, then you will stop focusing on what they should do and they should not do to keep happiness in you. Because if you make yourself a project, right, working on yourself as a project itself is a huge task. You'll not have time to look at problems in others. Even if you look at problems in others, you'll take that as a message for you to look at yourself. And just think that if I am in the third dimension, वहां का syllabus complete करना है मुझे. Exam लिखना है ना at some point. So उसको accept ही करना है. It's okay. Yeah, I have this problem within me. Accept karo na, what is there? If somebody comes and shows you some problem which is already within you, don't try to resist that problem. Just accept that problem. Ha, hai. But then, yeah, I may not choose to use it. You may have anger inside you, but you have anger inside you karke wo bol raha hai. But you don't have anger. You're probably not angry at anybody. But you're able to recognize anger, no? That shows that you still have that roadblock inside you. That is a obstacle that is still stopping you from going to your self-realization. They are just showing you obstacles. They're just showing you obstacles. You have to just work on that obstacle. Accept karo, obstacle hai. In that oneness state, having all those obstacles inside you, as long as you accept all those obstacles inside you, you're already in oneness. You don't have to remove it and become some shiny person or something.
Acceptance means just okay, it is there, let it be there. It is his choice, and I choose to be cool.
Yeah.
This is all.
Yeah, and then in gratitude practice, we made people choose to see good in everybody. All that we made them do. So if you want to, there are recordings also. You can go through the recordings and also you can see, like practice it very diligently. And I'm sure you'll also see a lot of
Ma'am,
improvement.
it's in your YouTube channel only.
We'll share it in the Divine Design class. We'll share the playlists.
Okay, ma'am.
Yeah.
Thank you, ma'am.
Yeah, Sheetal.
Hi. There's one thing. I mean, along with the magic book that we have done, and now continuing into this, there are few.
Can you show your video?
Video. Okay, I think I'm just not presentable, but still.
Okay, no problem.
Yeah. So I mean, there are few concepts that I'm just trying to, I'm struggling to get the hang of. No matter how many times I listen, I still have something that's running in my mind, like how can this be, or how, because maybe my logical mind is still blocking me. I'm trying to get over that. But while you were even speaking now, the duality is something I'm still struggling to get a hang of it. Because let's say this, even if I take up with my diet, like I'm slowly moving to plant-based diet, like at least 2 meals a day, or from one, I'm now trying to go to 2 meals a day. That's how I'm trying to do. So what's happening is I have this craving for sugar, sweets or something, desserts. It can be any kind. There's one side of me telling, I don't want to load myself with sugar because probably it's even harmful to my body, and probably it's not even going to help me go ahead in my journey that I'm looking forward. There's another side which I'm craving for, like especially after the meal, I want something sweet or something that I'm craving for. Or if my meal gets a bit delayed, I want something sweet that I'm craving for. So this duality keeps coming in. I'm finding it tough to balance this, like accepting the craving or even taking in the path that I want to.
Now, let's say you eat all that sweet, just because let's say you're craving, let's say you eat off all that, what will happen? What is your belief? What will happen?
One thing, it could be harmful to my body, my physical body.
So why are you resisting that? Let it give you whatever problems it wants.
Yeah. So again, that's a different experience that I'll have to go through.
Which is exactly what is that conflict. When we accept that, yeah, I'm going to eat the sweet. In this moment, I'm going to eat the sweet. I enjoyed. Next moment, who knows whether you got that problem because of sweet, or you're generally having that, you were supposed to get that problem because of some experience of karma that you had to experience. Why are you connecting it to sweet? If in each moment, whatever experience comes, just take it as it is, no?
Okay.
So
but
let it come. Now when that problem happens in your body, who knows? Your belief system says it happened because of that sweet. It may have just happened just like that. Why don't you enjoy that also? Why are you liking something and resisting something?
Okay, I get this. But if there is only craving for food and I want it, then I understand. But there's also another side of me telling, if I take this, my spiritual journey or what I'm looking to accomplish can be tough.
Yeah, but now it's not progressing. No, anyway, you're still you're in status quo because of this conflict.
Right.
So typically, when you accept something, accept even hardship, accept even niceness, everything as it is, then you will finish that part and move on, which is what they say, right? Accept, feel, choose, and experience the shift. Now you're not experiencing the shift. You're basically resisting, and then you're in the same place. Whatever that shift was trying to happen, it is dissolving and then moving off.
Okay.
You need to face it. You need to say, I am okay with anything. The fear component has to be removed first. So, okay, what will happen? Ultimately, even if I die, I'm anyway going to be born in another body. That till there, you need to be able to say, I'm ready for this. That readiness itself will basically take you in that journey. Because you're not ready, you're facing problems. But that if you're ready, the journey will be actually not that bad. It is going to be very smooth.
But Smita, one thing, like accepting, having this level of acceptance, will it make us, I mean, I'm just having this thought, will it make us less ambitious? Or let's say, because
who is this ambitious person? That ambitious person only is bringing the experience to you. Who are you in this whole journey anyway? This ambitious person is this mind. Is the mind bringing all this experience? No, mind is not bringing any experience. Is because of whatever resistance the mind created, a new experience was generated by that soul or whatever. That experience is coming in front of you. Are you generating this law of attraction and all these things? You didn't even intend for some experience to come to you. So who's this thing who's generating this whole thing? Some intelligence is generating. So how can you be ambitious? You're just wanting to be ambitious, but you exactly don't know how to be ambitious. Because inside your being, you have not even understood yourself. You're just trying to go into that action mode without even understand how to actually be that ambitious person in alignment with that soul inside. I mean, it's a different ball game altogether. But what I'm trying to tell is, it's easy if I say, accept in this moment what comes, take it, receive it, experience it, move on. I'm not saying don't talk back, don't do this, don't do that, don't even talk to anybody, be this silent statue figure. I'm not saying all that. I'm just saying, if you have to talk to somebody, talk to somebody. If you have to do some running, do some running. If you have to, let's say, be angry at somebody, be angry at somebody. In that moment, be that. Finish it off. Don't connect this to the next moment. In next moment, you might be something else. Take it as a fresh experience. Next moment, you may have pain, but who knows whether that pain came from this or something else. Maybe in that moment, some other karma had to be experienced by you because of some combination of frequency and law of attraction and all that. Something else came to you. How do you know with what combination you're getting this experience? There are so many factors that are working together to bring you an experience. So it's easy to say, take it, enjoy it, move on. It's easy. You'll be moving forward at least. Otherwise, you'll be just in one place.
Okay. It's like, so even after experiencing it or even after eating, it's not staying in the guilt of eating. It's like just experiencing
you enjoyed it, right? You enjoyed it, right? That's it. Finish that. I'm grateful. It was very beautiful, tasty, whatever. Next moment, you'll, let's say you don't have problems also, finish it. Let's say you had problems also. Think that it happened because of something else. You had to go through that. You're going through that. You don't have to connect it to blame that sweet. Because let's say you keep eating sweets. Let's say 1 year you're eating this sweet. Let's say you're attending to your craving for 1 year. After that, your craving will go away because that soul found that I'm done with this experience. I don't need any more of this experience. You will only finish off that crave. You will only feel like I don't crave this anymore. But to hit that state, you need to accept this. Whatever that journey gives you, take it in the same spirit and then finish it off and go on.
Okay.
Finish the syllabus, finish the quota and move on. Otherwise, you'll never move forward. You'll be like trying to go to 10th standard, but then all your efforts of passing 8th standard is like in vain. You are never passing 8th standard at all. So we are saying, boss, before you think about 8th standard, focus on 8th standard, sit and study for 8th standard, write that exam of 8th standard, then go to 9th standard, then go to 10th standard.
Okay.
You may have a 10th standard in mind, but that doesn't mean that it can be in the mind, but you still should not do any action to jump off to 9th standard, 10th standard, because your 8th standard has not got completed yet.
Okay, so I'll have to fulfill myself with all the experiences without the resistance, basically, right? Like
the mind is very important.
You
should, I mean, this is not easy, okay? It's easier said than done. Because it's a journey. It takes a lot of self-work to you do this. But that is the journey that you are. And what is the whole takeaway in this whole journey is a wisdom that you're going to carry after all these experiences. That source wants that wisdom. The source wants all that, like I was telling her, no? The source wants all that experiences. And that will not come if each of us are not doing our job. Because if you, at some point, let's say you are in that state of acceptance and all of those things, it is going to go back to source. And source is also changing at some level. Source's version is changing because of you. It became 1.1 because of you. And from that 1.1, new software will be released, new thoughts, new awareness, and all that will come across to the cosmos. So which means through Sheetal, source became 1.1, and now 1.1 related software is being released.
Okay. So again, it will demand a different experience again.
Yeah, it will come. It will just give you a different experience. And again, you will also get 1.1 related information only. And then you'll do some change. Again, it will go to 1.2. Then everybody will get 1.2. Now imagine, it's not just you in the equation. There are so many sparks in the equation. And all of those people are basically giving it experience. So it is not just becoming 1.1, it is becoming 1 point, I don't know how many at the same moment. So
Right.
it's like shifting in every single moment, things are shifting and you have no control over it. That's why they say you are just that awareness. You are just that, you are just the doer. Experience comes, do the experience, finish it, move on. In that, if you're just doing, if you're just being that person who's experiencing it, move on, you are also in that journey, enjoying and going like a leaf in the water. But if you're resisting, your resistance is also going to impact source.
Okay,
It's
in
going to
that case,
slow down the source.
you told the source is demanding the experience from me, right? So is it demanding this particular experience from me because of my karma, or that's a
Because of a
different?
combination of your resistances and acceptances and all that, you will be having a combination of new sets will keep coming to you, because you have a different experience of God within you, right? So you as God have a different combination and permutations of experience because of your permutations and combinations of likes and dislikes and resistances and all that. I may have a different one because of my combination of likes and dislikes.
So where does karma come in here? Like how does that come in here?
Karma, I'll explain, that also comes as a part of this chapter. So I'll probably take
Okay.
that separately.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Thanks, Namrata. Thank you.
Yeah, Kavita. I'll take this as a last question. Yeah, Kavita.
Sure. Thank you, Smita, again. So, just to understand it better in terms of acceptance that you were mentioning, right? So, let's take the case of a person having a disease, for example, or even the caretaker also undergoes a lot of pressure in this situation. Or let's say there is a financial distress and the person has to return back some money, but there seems to be, the person is wondering how am I going to, return this back. So these kind of situations, how do you accept that and how do you take it forward? When we say accept this situation, me as a caregiver or me as a person going through a disease, how do I accept that? Meaning it's like a lot of times you end up crying, right? So the crying, does it mean that is, resistance? Or what will be the kind of behavior of a person who has accepted? If you could elaborate that, it would be helpful.
See, when you have when a person has a disease and he doesn't want to go through the disease because there is pain or suffering or something, what is he actually trying to do? He's trying to compare himself to some ideal state, and he says he thinks that I don't have it. If I was in that state, I would have been doing these kinds of things. I would have been happy. I would have been using my leg, hand, and all that. But now I'm not able to use my leg, hand, which is why he's suffering. So all that we are trying to say is, hey, don't compare yourself to anybody. Your hand and leg has a problem, right? Maybe it is for a temporary period. Just sit with that problem for some time. And then when you say acceptance and you have gratitude, let's say now there is some new lesson coming out of it and you're very curious. Wow, there is some new lesson. My soul is going to grow from this. Rather, my wisdom is going to grow from this. And then there is a lot of, you'll be a curious student. Then there is no low energy. That's a very high energy. Gratitude and all of those things come. Gratitude because, wow, God gave me this beautiful experience so that I can learn. And when I learn, I will grow from it. And then I'll go closer to God, Godhood, whatever. So it's a different ball game altogether, mind level ball game. Now, let's say there is a caretaker. So in that state, acceptance comes, right? Usually that itself will heal off the disease. That state of mind will heal the disease.
Okay.
For that diseased person. Now, let's say the caretaker. Now, the caretaker, let's say if he doesn't like to caretake that person because he is doing a lot of work to take care of him. For that person, I would tell that typically they'll have to see that also as an experience. What is this experience teaching me? This experience is teaching me that everybody has Paramatma inside me. And maybe from a karmic perspective, I need this experience to learn patience. I need this experience to maybe patience, and then maybe do more work and whatever. So typically in every moment, if I'm in also that gratitude that, wow, I'm learning patience, why shouldn't I do like this? Why shouldn't I do like that? You make that itself as a new exercise. Or let's say you're chanting in that whole work situation. You're not, if she thinks that, the caretaker thinks that, why instead of taking care of him, I could have gone to the movies. Instead of taking care of him, I would have basically sit and watch that serial. She's again comparing herself to some ideal state. Then there is resistance. But let's say if she has already accepted the problem that he's my child, or he's my father, he's my mother, I have to take care of him. Like whatever, you have some understanding that you have to take care of him, and I am completely in acceptance that I have to take care of him. You're not thinking that this watching TV is more priority than this. You think that this only is priority because this is, so then there is 100% acceptance, no? Then usually that journey also will end off very fast. I mean, I'll not comment on whether it will end fast or what. At least for you, it will be a pleasant experience, the caretaker. Now, financial crisis and all that, again, people again are always comparing themselves to being miserly. And usually law of attraction says that if you are thinking that I am a person who's limited, you'll always feel limited. But just think that there are people there. We have heard about stories where people did not have anything with them, but they used to share. When people came home into them, they would basically share everything very happily. And they were also able to see growth because of that generous attitude. So there are so many stories also like that. But in general, also people are like that. They say in Himalayas and all, people are like that. They are waiting for visitors. Even when they don't have anything, also they give them. So it is the attitude. It is the attitude of a person that makes them poor. It is the attitude, that stingy attitude that they have, the attitude of keeping everything locked up. That is what makes them get that financial crisis. They are not in gratitude at all. They are always thinking about complaining. So a person who's always complaining is always in that lower state of energy, and money and abundance is a high energy. So they are basically repelling that. If you want to attract, like attracts like. So if you want to attract abundance, you have to be in that abundance mindset in the first place. So how do you go to that abundance mindset with that? You have to force yourself to go to that abundance mindset with some logical reason inside you. So
like
it's all about mind.
Grateful, you mean? Like being grateful for whatever you already have.
Yeah, this is, oh yeah, correct. I was not grateful about the money and other things. Okay, fine. This is a period of low. Let me see. I've never experienced a period of low before. So let me see how I can actually make this being in this low only. How can I maybe make my ends meet? Maybe that itself will become a adventurous project. I mean, it's easier said than done, but I'm just saying that somehow they have to figure out how to basically make themselves more grateful, happy, accepting in the first place. How will you accept a financial crisis? Only when some logic has, each person's logic is very different. What convinces you may not convince me. So like that, you should think. See, when you have an intention to go do something, I want to be happy. Even in this crisis, I want to be happy, means you will find a way to be contented then. So first of all, that intention has to be made. That's why Earth, right? She had an intention, and then she had an intention to experience. That's what they say. That intention is very important. If you have an intention, that intention itself will make law of attraction bring you that experience. Opportunities will come.
Yeah.
In everything we can be happy. Yeah, it's situations will come, situations will go up, down, everything will be there. But we need to learn the formula to be stable in every place. Because if we want to experience low also, if you want to experience high also, then we need to have that, learn the art of doing this also with the same formula, that also with the same formula. Formulas are very simple. We just have to practice it.
Sure. Thank you so much, Smita.
Yeah, thank you so much. Take care. And I'm grateful to all of you for joining. Because of you, even I am learning so much, and I'm able to share so much. I'm able to actually share the book. And because of your questions, my mind is also running and in different directions to be able to share all this with you. Thank you so much.